Hannah Murray on TRE in the afternoon.
Marty Wilde and A Teenager in Love. He's joining us on the line now to talk about his new song from his new album. His songwriting career began with his first self-penned chart hit, Bad Boy, which was a top 5 hit in 1959. He's penned chart hits for his daughter Kim, as well as Status Quo, Tom Jones, Sandy Shaw, Snow Patrol, and many more. His own hits, such as Teenager in Love, Donna, and Endless Sleep, catapulted him into the UK charts as the teenage heartthrob that took the nation by storm. Let's Rock This Place is the first single from his brand new album of the same name. How are you, Marty?
Yeah, I'm good, Hannah. Thank you. Very, very well. Thank you.
Oh, lovely to chat with you again. And I love how this song is a whole reworking of a song that you wrote for Kim, a hit that she had in the 80s.
Yes, it was, yeah. And I always felt that, recently I went to a rock and roll show in Great Britain, about 6 months ago. And the venue was closing, and I thought how sad that was. And I thought, it just something registered with me. So when I had it, then I wanted to sing some rock and roll again. When I heard, and I thought I was sort of punting around searching for songs. And I thought, well, hold on a minute, we recorded we had a great rock and roll song with Kim. So I thought, right, I'm going to change the words slightly because I always rated the song. And so I thought, right, I'll write the words about people that you want to dance, and are missing dancing, the great feeling of dancing, the great joy of it, I tried to put across in this song. So I hope it succeeds.
Yeah, nice. And is that difficult to do? Because so the melody's the same. You've just rewritten the lyrics. Was that a tricky process, or?
Yeah. Well, not tricky. I mean, I've been. It's just something you do. It's like being a bus. It's a bit like being a bus conductor, and you just do it. You just do it.
Yeah.
There's no bus conductors now. I just realised. No, it's like. You just do your job, But it was I wanted also. We changed the arrangement just a little as well, and that's what I wanted. I wanted to change. I wanted it to make it a bit more now, and hope it would come across. But I was very happy with the result because I've always rated the melody line. I love the arrangement that Rick had done, my son, in the original version. So I retained some of that. But I added other things and to try and beef it up even a bit more. And so I hope the public like it.
Yeah. So is the whole album rock and roll style? Have you wanted to keep that through?
Yes, it is. It's a nostalgia album. It's got some probably the best album best rock and roll album I've ever made by miles. But I think it's one of the best albums generally that I've ever made because there was such great fun. I worked with a rockabilly guitarist called Daryl Hyam, and Daryl and his boys. We have a bass player and a drummer in the band. All of us got together, and that was it. I mean, they gave me the rockabilly feel, but I wanted to mix the rockabilly feel into much more modern sound, or mix the two things together and see what happened. And a bit like Dave Edmunds did with Girls Talk, which was a song written by Elvis Costello, as nothing like a rock and roll song.
Yeah.
But Dave made it his own in many, many ways, and I wanted that kind of feel on this track.
Yeah. And does that sort of come easily to you, the idea of mixing or combining rock and roll music, which was from decades ago, but making it modern, but still keeping that rock and roll aspect to it?
Yeah. I mean, the band helped that. I mean, the band are rockabilly. They're a rockabilly band. But we tackled one of the songs which one of the best tracks on the album, apart from Let's Rock This Place, was Can't Stand Losing You, the Sting track. And we changed it completely. We changed it. We kept the melody line and the lyrics, but we changed the chord structure and the solo. There's a completely different solo, and so it has really come off. I'm really excited about it, to be honest with you. And the album, thankfully, in the UK, is getting one of the best feel from the jocks that I've had so far. So I'm really thrilled about that. The record's in the Heritage charts. It's in the number 11, I think, at the moment. It's gone up to 11, so it's doing okay, and I'm thrilled about it.
Yeah, amazing. Talking of the Heritage chart, you had a number 1 a couple of years ago, Two Eyes Streaming, which was for your 85th birthday.
It was, yeah. Yeah, it's a strange thing, really. But I mean, I'm lucky in so much as my voice it's not aged a great deal. It's obviously I can't sing the way that I used to when I was younger, but I get away with it. I'm not. It doesn't sound like someone who's my years. Put it that way. So
it must be weird singing "Teenager in Love," I guess, just because of the lyrics. Never mind the voice.
Well, Hannah, it always puts a smile on my face, and everybody else's when I sing it when I do it in the show. You can imagine.
Absolutely.
And it's really strange because, people, a silly little song. I think they're funny. They're not silly little songs, but because people love them. But the fact that a song so simple, that's so uncontrived, like "Teenager in Love," can put a smile on. I don't care who they are, whether even ministers like one or two of the politicians are fans of that particular song. And it just makes me laugh that a politician with all that brain power can still sing "Teenager in Love" and enjoy it. But they do. It's one of the joys, really, of music in a way, because it reaches all people. And also with "Teenager in Love" and songs like that, and this new track of mine, it reminds them of rock and roll. It reminds them of a certain time in their lives when things were really, really an awful lot better than they are at the present time.
Yeah.
Rock and roll, those rock and roll years were astronomically good. They really were fantastic. So I was very lucky to come through that. Really was.
And when you hear those songs, does it make you feel? Are you transported back like it was only yesterday, or do you really feel, gosh, that was so long ago now?
No, I never think about it. The only time I think about it is when I finish a song and if I walk off stage and my arthritis gets in, then that's when I know it.
Yeah.
Other than that, no, I don't think about it.
Because something which is seriously amazing and impressive is, since you had those first hits in the late 50s, you've literally been touring ever since. I mean, that's amazing. How do you have the energy?
I think it's just this, I've spoken about it many times. It's just this phenomenal love of music. Music is my life. It's my whole, from the second I wake up, and even until I close my eyes. And now, I remember reading about Paul McCartney when he'd written Yesterday, and part of it came in a dream. And I remember reading that, and I thought, that's a bit strange, isn't it? I've never had that experience. Well, woefully, I have it now, because if I'm worried about a song, in my dream, I start going through the structure of the song. And so I'm never, I get, there's no respite. I'm just thinking of music all the time. And sometimes I wake up exhausted and I've got nowhere with a song because I'm trying to arrange it in my dreams. So absolutely crazy. But I mean, it's, as I say, it's been my lifeblood. It's so wonderful to. I mean, I'm a lucky man. I listen to every kind of form of music, probably most between pop music, rock and roll, certain things like that, and modern day music. I listen to the American charts, but I also listen to a lot of classical music. By Rachmaninoff and Beethoven, all the usual big names. I love their work, and so I'm listening to all kinds of influences. and it's an absolute joy. It's wonderful.
Yeah. And what are your thoughts on, I know it's difficult to summarize, but modern music? Because a lot of people, like yourself, talking about rock and roll music and, you know, the classic music of the 50s and 60s, it's difficult to compare music now. And a lot of people say, oh, it's not the same, you know, modern music's not the same as the music from the 50s and 60s. But you say you listen to some of it. So what are your thoughts?
Some of the American songs I think are excellent. Some of the chart successes, but not all the number ones are number ones, not in my ears.
No.
The American number one sometimes. I mean, they had a guy, I won't say a name, I won't say, but he was a foreigner. You know, he sang in a foreign language. I couldn't work this one out. I thought, well, how can the whole of America be singing in another language and when they don't understand it?
Yeah.
And I couldn't find the logic in that. I don't find any form of joy in rap music unless I listen to what he's actually saying. If you listen to a rap song and the lyric content, because it's poetry, it's a form of advanced poetry.
Yeah.
So if it's got great poetry, I'll listen to it. And other times, but sometimes it comes off. Beyonce's Man, he had a track with which was in the charts, and that was a rap song, but that really did hit me. But they what they do, some of the songs that have hit me are when they take an old song from American that has been a huge hit, and then they put a rap thing to it. Sometimes that can be interesting to me, but some of the rap things, I just don't see them lasting. I'm sorry.
No.
I don't see everyone sitting around a fire singing them in another 50 years' time like they do to rock and roll.
No.
Because it won't happen.
No.
And also, maybe it's because it's changed. It's fast food now, isn't it? It's like, you know, you eat it and forget it. And that's what's happening with music. But I like going back. You know, I've been listening to, for this album, I listened to a lot of music from the 30s and the 40s to listen to chord structures and to listen to lyrics and melodies and the way they assembled the songs, which was truly wonderful. Some of the lyrics in those old songs were fantastic. They were so true. Don't get me wrong, they are in some of these songs that are in the American charts and British charts and Spanish charts. They're great, you know, make no mistake. And they will be remembered. They won't be forgotten. But some of the music, a lot of it now will not be. I don't think it will. Because people move on so quickly.
Yeah.
And which I think is a shame. I mean, I like going back and listening to the past music of the 70s, 60s, 70s and 80s. Some of the songs are fantastic.
Oh, absolutely.
And, you know, they're fantastic. I love them all. And so... You know, I would say, to shorten up what I'm going to say, I think there's lots of great music around today. Lots of great girl singers, my God, in Great Britain and America and all over the world. And great musicianship, you know, coming through. So, yeah, music it sorts itself out, you know, people, but it is fast food. It's, you know, eat and forget almost, which is sad.
I think it's a shame how many artists feel the need to swear as commonplace in their songs. You know, before I play a new song on the radio, I have to check the lyrics to make sure there isn't swearing in it, which is crazy.
I agree. Well, what they should do, they should open up a book and read some of Hoagie Carmichael's lyrics or some of the lyrics of Hal David and Burt Bacharach, you know, Burt Bacharach's music. They should look at some of those lyrics and grow up. It's a question of growing up. It's a bit like a certain American gentleman who's bullying the world at the moment. Well, I won't mention his name.
Who could you possibly be talking about? Yes,
well, he's got to. They've got to grow up. They're talking like him and his henchmen are talking like cowboys, like John. It's like a John Wayne film. Yeah. And when you get a person who just swears all the time, it shows ignorance and lack of talent. They can't come write a lyric that reaches people. Like some of Paul Simon's songs, some of Elton John's, you know, music and some of those lyrics. Yeah. That really, and particularly Paul Simon, you know, listen to some of his lyrics. The Boxer, for example, which is this wonderful song about a fighter. Yeah. You know, you live you live the whole song.
Definitely.
And also, and the song he wrote about going to Elvis, to back to,
It's a story.
It's a story.
Yeah.
It's a story.
Definitely. And is there a difference for you when you're writing a song for yourself that you know you're going to sing compared to writing a song for someone else? Do you approach it differently, or is it the same process?
It's probably the same process, with the exception if you're writing for a girl. Sometimes you just have to remember there is there is sometimes just slight changes. A girl wouldn't be as heavy-handed as a man. So you do have to remember that to a certain extent. I mean, but mind you, I suppose in Kim's case, when we were writing for Kim, I just wrote whatever came in my head. And so it was just, she, maybe that's a way, is the best thing to have done, to write that way. But no, by and large, I don't know. My lyrics, the good thing about my lyrics is with the advent of the phones that we've got, I type all the lyrics in, and my English and my grammar has always been pathetic. So I look through, and then I look and I think, no, that is not right. You can feel it. It's shouting at you. But when in the old days, I used to write down, in a biro or in a fountain pen, when I first started, when they used to use ink, real ink. And of course, you don't see a lyric. When you're writing it, it's all in blue or something like that. You write it across, and you do see it, but you don't. It's not the same as being in print. So it's brilliant, because all my songs now are in print, and I just press the computer and out comes all my lyrics on a big sheet, and we look at them and we either laugh or we say, no, they're okay, whatever. Yeah. But it's helped me immeasurably, to be able to do that, because, as I say, my grammar is so poor. My spelling sometimes is terrible. And so it's helped me immeasurably. Yeah. And of course, now you've got AI, which I find hysterical. I mean, I find it quite funny. My wife, she says, hello, and then this voice says, hello, and how are you today? And Joyce is saying, and she's having this conversation. And I tell you, man, I could not believe what I'm hearing. It was so brilliant. So I listened to Joyce talking to this AI, and I thought, right, I'm going to ask her what she thinks of a certain politician. And back came this reply, and she gave a very, very accurate, it didn't knock the politician, but it just gave the facts, which was brilliant. So there was no edge to it. So I find that now, sorry.
No, I was just going to say, go on, you go.
You're gone. The danger being, this is the danger, right? This is before it starts. AI is going to get into the chord systems. So you'll get some guy, he might be like, I don't know, let's say he's I think so. I don't want to demean anybody, but let's say he, I don't know, let's think he's a chef. All right, so there's millions of chefs. I'm not saying that chef, and he's a chef, and he's never written a damn song in his life, but he likes music. He loves music. He with AI can come up with a most incredible chord structure. And with a few lyrics, my goodness, man, this guy is stunning. And it will be AI. And I've heard that AI produce voices, and some of them are incredible. They're incredible, and it'll do me out of a job if they're not careful.
Well, I was going to say, does it worry you?
No. The only time AI worries me is with weaponry. Is what they're going to say. They're going to say to some of these politicians, this is the time you should attack. This is the time you should do it. Gosh. Because this has happened, that's happened, that's stopped, they're on holiday, the snow's down. All these facts are going to be into this AI. They're going to say, shoot. And that's what scares me more than anything. But everything else, AI is there to help. It's great for cancer. It's helping people in surgery, no end,
Yeah.
So it depends. I don't want some North Korean getting hold of it, doing something really,
No,
you know
using it as a tool is to help you, to aid you in your work.
In between eating his rice, pressing a button, and that's what I don't want. That's
Fair enough. Well, if people want to get hold of your new album, it's called Let's Rock This Place, and we're going to play the song now, which is the lead song from the album. It's available in our jukebox on our website, tre.radio, and it is by Marty Wilde, who we've been chatting with. Marty, thank you so much for joining us. Lovely to chat with you again.
Well, great to see you, Hannah. Lovely to see you, because I can see you.
Yeah.
And lovely to speak to you.
And you. Bye-bye.
You take care now.
You too. Bye.
Take care. Bye-bye.